All right, Mix 106 movie time. Once again, Mix 106 movie critic Willie Waffle sees all the movies, so you don't have to waste your money in case there's a clunker out there. This week, we have 3 movies for you. The second best exotic Marigold Hotel. Yes, that is actually the entire title of the movie. Also, you have Chappie. That's set in the future. Police robot taken and reprogrammed to think for himself. It stars Hugh Jackman. And Vince Vaughn stars in Unfinished Business.
I thought Vince Vaughn and I had hit it off a few years ago when he was on my show. You know, I'm not saying like we were going to be best pals or anything, but, you know, we had a fun conversation. I let him promote his movie, and instead he has paid me back by mocking me.
How did he do that?
He mocks me in his new movie, Unfinished Business, where there's a character named Mike Pancake.
Oh, Mike Pancake, Willie Waffle. Okay, I guess it's a little bit of a stretch, but okay.
Well, you know, he also uses my line, you know, like the breakfast.
Willie Waffle, like the breakfast.
Let's just say that Mike Pancake is, how do I want to say this? Mike Pancake is told not to tell anybody his last name because it's too distracting.
So he really did, like, steal this from you?
I think he did. I think he owes me an apology. And frankly, he owes me a refund because I sat through the movie.
I was going to say, he might not owe you an apology because so many people are going to know about you now. But if nobody's going to go see the movie, then probably not.
Exactly. If you're going to rip off my name, at least do it for a good movie. Do it for a movie I can be proud of.
So just boring all the way through.
Well, yeah, I mean, boring in a movie that's really torn in 2 different directions. You know, it wants to be this R-rated kind of raunchy road trip movie, but it also wants to be a heartfelt film about a father who is regretful over, you know, how he's always working and not spending enough time with his kids. I'm thinking, what person buying tickets to a Vince Vaughn movie wants that movie? You know, so you're kind of hoping that the rated R raunchy stuff is going to be funny, but it's not. You know, every setup is like a rush to the joke. They're not trying to tell a story here. They're trying to get to the joke as fast as possible, and the jokes aren't that funny.
You know, he is going to need a winner here pretty soon, isn't he? It's been a while since he's had a, oh my God, this was a great Vince Vaughn movie.
Vince Vaughn is banking on the return of True Detective on HBO to be that movie.
Well, that very well could be if it was anything like the first one.
Yeah, so, you know, he's got that one in the bank. So I guess this one's just, let me do something to make some extra cash while people wait for the good stuff to come out.
All right, so what do you give it?
Half a waffle.
Ooh, ouch. Man, we are starting out the year out not really good. You've had 2 0 waffle movies or pancakes, you know, like the breakfast. Oh, come on.
That hurt.
That's funny.
That hurt.
And now a half a waffle. So we've got 2 other movies out this week. One, I guess, for the whole family, Chappie, one about a robot.
No, Chappie is not for the whole family. It's rated R.
Is it really?
Yeah, see, they fool you. You think it's about the cute little robot. You think he's Johnny Five, but he turns out to be Johnny Five on steroids.
So don't take the kids to this robot movie. Okay.
Oh, dear Lord, don't. I mean, I was almost scarred for life. Imagine what's going to happen to your kid.
So what's the premise?
Well, the idea is that you've got Dev Patel playing this like scientist, this inventor who's invented a police robot that's you know, basically the police force of South Africa. They have a whole bunch of these robots, and he wants to take it further. He wants to add kind of an artificial intelligence. He wants to make it sentient. He wants to make it come alive. And if you've ever seen a science fiction movie, you know that's a bad idea.
Yep, nothing good ever happens.
Yep, and so he does it, and that's when he and the robot get kidnapped by a South African gang that wants to use the robot to commit crimes.
Now, is this the same director that gave us District 9?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so, yeah, you're right. It is a little more violent than your typical, probably, movie is.
Oh yeah, no, it's violent, and you know, I think in some ways the action gets in the way of the rest of the story. You know, it wants to be kind of this serious, big thoughts kind of drama. You know, I guess it's supposed to be it's supposed to have maybe some sort of message about humanity or nurturing or the perils of science going too far. But what really happens is, in between all the bullets and the explosions, they're trying to tell that story, and it's not coming through. And I think it falls flat emotionally because we're not connecting with Chappie. Chappie's just not very charming.
So what do you give it?
I'm going to give it 1 waffle.
All right, we're up to a total of 1.5 between 2 different movies. That means the Marigold second best Motel 6 movie is going to be great.
Well, you know, at least it's better than those other two.
What is it called?
It's called The Second Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. It is the sequel to The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Well, thank goodness they don't want us to remember the name of the movie, because who can remember that long a title?
I know, right? Wow. But, it's got a great cast. You got, Judi Dench and Maggie Smith and all these retirees from Britain, as we saw in the first movie. They moved to this place, this hotel in India, so they could, live longer on their means, but the hotel wasn't everything that they were promised it would be. And now we kind of check in. It's a little bit of time later, and all of a sudden everybody's happy at the hotel. Things are going well. Things are going so well, Dev Patel, the owner of the hotel, is trying to start a second one. But to get the money, he has to impress a secret inspector who's going to show up and kind of check out the hotel. And that's when Richard Gere shows up. Do you think he's the inspector?
I would.
Well, I would too, and that's because we've all seen Three's Company. And that's what this movie becomes. It's kind of like, mistaken identities and people running around doing crazy things in the background. And it's kind of warm and it's kind of fuzzy and it has its moments. And, like I said, Maggie Smith and Judi Dench, they're charming.
All right, so here, I have to help you out here. But when you refer to Judi Dench and Maggie Smith, don't you have to have the dame in front of both of those names? Because they're like knighted.
Well, they are great dames.
Everybody else is going Dame Maggie Smith and Dame Judi Dench. Why not you?
Because I'm an American.
Okay.
We don't believe in that stuff.
You know what? Then you deserve everything you get when people make fun of you in their movies. I'm trying to help you out here, and you're doing this to yourself. All right, so what did you give this movie?
I'm going to say 3 waffles.
Oh, well, that's not bad then.
No, it's not.
What do we have next week?
Next week, how about the live-action version of Cinderella?
I can't hardly wait for that. I will, but I can't hardly.
I keep telling myself I'm going because they're going to show a short film from Frozen. I'm really going to see Frozen, and then they're tacking on Cinderella.
They're tacking on Cinderella, the full-length movie. All right, we'll talk to you next week, Willie.
All right, talk to you then.